One love to the humble. One love to the humble. One love to the humble. We are in some serious trouble as black people. Serious trouble. When you look at the current state of affairs of our black race, we're in serious trouble. I mean, there are some things going on in our community right now that is astronomical. Astronomical. We can't get along already as a race. And now here we are letting a presidential election further divide us as a race. Further divide us. It's men against the women on an even more deeper level than what it was before. And this is because of the fact that there was a female vice president also simultaneously running for the presidency. And we have this huge, huge problem that's going on right now amongst us. Huge problem. And this huge problem is not going away for the next 4 to 8 years. We can't afford that as black people. We cannot afford it. Having this type of situation go on with us right now, we can't afford it. Excuse me, I have dogs barking. The next door neighbor dog is barking. Somebody playing some music somewhere in their car. But we can't afford it. We're already at the bottom of everything of importance in this country. We used to be number 2. It used to be white people, black people, and everybody else. But now that's no longer the case. Now it's white people, Mexican, Asian, then black. That's where we at now. We down so low on the list that we are not even of importance anymore as far as that goes. That doesn't mean we're out. It just means that now more than ever we have to come together because we are all we got. I come on this platform and I point out the things that's going wrong with us. And I don't get a lot of support, and I'm sure I won't get a lot of support because I'm not talking about the good stuff. I'm talking about what we need to improve. But we need each other right now more than ever because these women are really, really like losing it behind this election. You see them on social media crying on a video. It was one video where the lady was telling everybody to divorce their husbands, to poison their husbands. If you can't divorce them, poison them. That's what she was telling people. And I'm sure there's going to be some idiots out there that's going to follow that. It's going to listen to that. It's going to actually divorce, and it's going to actually poison their husbands. And they're going to spend the rest of their life in prison. And the ones that divorce their husbands are going to eventually go broke. break up a family for nothing but an election. Stupid. But that's what we're doing right now. And it's based upon simple talking points. Not major policy, but small talking points. And they heavily ran that campaign based on abortion, women's rights. And when they say women's rights, they don't mean women's rights. What they're talking about is body, women's body. That's what they run off of. And that will get women riled up, because women don't really understand politics. I don't think most women understand politics. There's no way you can understand politics and act this way. But that's what I think is happening. I don't think they really understand what it means. I don't really think they understand what's going on. It's already been decided. Long before all this Roe versus Wade was under the Biden administration. It wasn't under Trump. It was under the Biden administration. And the only thing they did was basically say that the government said, I don't want anything to do with it. This is up to the state. Each state determines how they want to go about it. And it was never supposed to be used as, abortions don't supposed to be used as a contraceptive method. Abortion was supposed to be used for other reasons. But they opened it up, and now you can use it for whatever reason you want. I made a bad choice. This guy don't want to be with me no more. I'm going to go do it. And that's wrong. And I know that a lot of black people no longer believe in God. A lot of black people no longer believe in religion. A lot of black people are now atheists. So they don't believe in God. And that's the reason why they do the things that they do right now. That's the reason why they move the way they move right now. See, it was one time when we had a religion. It was one time when we had God. We don't have God no more. We just out here just running around, doing whatever we want to do, living crazily. And when you're living crazily, you're going to face these problems. So now it's like, I do what I want to do. I just have an abortion and take the child out. When in reality, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. First of all, you shouldn't have even been doing that in the first place. Had we still had religion, had we still had shame, had we still had God, a lot of these abortions would not be happening, because they would be married, or they would have went ahead and got married. Because you can't undo that. You don't get an option. You shouldn't get an option. You get pregnant by this dude, you got to marry him. If he's good enough to sleep with, he's good enough for you to marry. But no, we don't do that no more. We let people just do what they want and ruin the whole community, because we don't want to believe in nothing. We can't believe in God no more. Oh, they used that to enslave us. They did. No, they didn't. That means you don't know nothing about slavery. That means you don't know how slavery started. You don't know the beginning of it. It had nothing to do with a white person whatsoever, the way it got started. But that's the topic for another day. Right now, we're talking about this election results. People act like their lives are going to be over because they're so heavily invested. And if they were still in God, they would know that they weren't supposed to worship, have an idol. If you was looking at God, there's no way that what goes on this earth would have even had any effect on you. But you're too invested in what's going on here. And they done got you pulled in emotionally, which it's what they did to the women. You know, women are emotional. They pulled them in emotionally. And and they fed this rhetoric to them that they believed. They really believed this rhetoric that they were told about a man who already held office that did absolutely nothing to them. And they held on, but they believed that rhetoric. They believed it. That's how hard they pushed it. And then when it didn't happen, it created fear. It created anxiety. It created all these problems like, oh, this is about to happen to me now because of this. And it's all a bold-faced lie. Your life is going to be the way it always was. Most of us don't have enough to even be concerned with what's going on in politics because it's not going to affect us either way. But the talking point that they used to pull in women, black women in particular, was the abortion rights. And if you take away abortion rights, that means you're taking away women's rights. Because that's the one thing that women have that men don't have. That men can't do. That's the one thing that women can do that men can't do, which is why they focus on that. And then you got a person that's going to bring out rappers to represent them during a campaign. All the black women they could have chose, that she could have chose to come out, she chose rappers. And the worst of the worst. But this is what they think of black women. That they're nothing but that. And nobody can see it. They can't even see that they bring out the worst of them. Because that's what they worship. And then they wonder why people see them and think of them the way they do. Well, they think of you the way they do. It's because this is what you support. You don't denounce it. You support these people. We know you want to be considered on the same level as men, but you want to get the respect. You gotta respect yourself. But I ain't going down that path. We got a serious problem with this idol worship. It's a serious problem, and it has ruined the black community. I'm getting to the point where I'm really about to change up everything I'm doing simply because I don't want to say it's no hope. But it's starting to look like it's no hope. Men and women are divided. The black woman is fighting to be the black man. Not to be beside, but to be the black man. And they convincing her of this, and she's going right along with it. If it's your body, your choice, then take accountability for that body and respect that body that you have and cover yourself. And don't allow anybody to just shoot the club up. And then you got to be at the abortion clinic next month. Get married before you carry. Do all the right things and you don't got to worry. Get back to God. All black people need to get back to God. And I'm standing on that. You don't appreciate it, you don't have to. You need to get back to God. Because God simply said, do not worship. Do not have idol worship. Because when you fall, when they fall, you're going to fall right with them. Which is what's going on with amongst the black women right now. Since that worship, that person they worship failed, they fall into. But if they didn't worship that person, they can carry on and they wouldn't be so emotionally invested, and they wouldn't have such bad vibes right now. But they got too emotionally invested in this. And they knew it was a guarantee that this was going to happen. We're going to take it. And it didn't happen. I'm advising all of you. Get your life in order. Stop worshiping people that's walking around this planet. Nobody's better than you in any type of way. I don't care the position they hold. I don't care who gave them a title. I don't care who's telling them that they're special. They're not no special than you. They're not no more worthy of anything than you. Ain't nothing they're doing that you cannot do for yourself. You don't need the government. They can take away welfare. They can take away food stamps. They can take away all of those things. It doesn't matter. You can do it on your own. You don't need that. But see, they make women believe that they can do all things by themselves, and you cannot do it. Your biology won't allow you to do it. The things that you're interested in don't usually come with a lot of money, and it's no fault of your own. But you gotta stop trying to position yourself in something that you're not. If you keep doing that, you're gonna keep staying broken and hurt. Get in line and in tune with who you are and what you truly are, and then your power will come to you. But if you keep trying to step into a lane that's not yours, you're going to continue to have an accident. You're going to continue to crash and burn. But you're so eager to show black men something that you're losing yourself in the process. This is sickening to watch. Because you know, I'm sitting here looking like I know the simple fix. But it's sickening to watch because you're not going to do it. You're going to keep fighting for something that you already got, that you was God-given born with, but you fighting for something that you ain't going to never get. What you got, you don't need to fight for. It's already yours. But you fight for something that you don't have, and you ain't going to ever get, and nobody will ever respect you for that. That's like men fighting to be feminine. You're never going to win that. I hope you have peace, love, and be humble. Because no matter what you try to do with yourself, life is going to find a way to humble you. I know firsthand. That's the reason why I say one love to the humble. You're going to have to be humble. Because if you don't be humble, life is going to humble you. One way or the other. You can do it yourself, or God can do it for you. But it's going to happen. It's best you do it for yourself. Because when God humbles you, it's going to be painful. Y'all take care.